Early morning, suburban street, USA. The sun rises slowly, painting golden light on the quiet street. Birds chirp, leaves rustle. Ethan, mid-30s, worn-out eyes, carries a coffee cup and a briefcase. Max, a golden retriever, trots beside him, alert, scanning everything. Have you ever wondered who truly stands by you when life gets hard? When everyone else turns away, who is still there? Ethan pauses at his mailbox, flipping through a pile of bills. His shoulders slump. Max nudges him gently with his snout. Ethan, sighing, talking to himself. Another month, another struggle. Max, how do we keep going? Max sits obediently, looking up at Ethan with intelligent, unwavering eyes. Some bonds are stronger than blood, stronger than promises. But do humans always keep theirs? Or would they betray you if it was easier for them?
3 months earlier, night, heavy rain. Ethan walks home through the empty streets. Suddenly, a figure jumps out. Victor, a shady man with a menacing look. Ethan stumbles near the riverbank, slipping into the cold water. Max bursts through the rain, barking ferociously. He lunges at Victor, snarling, forcing him back. Then, carefully, Max nudges Ethan out of the river and onto solid ground. Could a human have risked so much for someone else? Would they fight a stranger to save a life that wasn't theirs to save? Max didn't hesitate. His loyalty demanded action. And he acted. Ethan, shivering, strokes Max's wet fur. "I don't deserve you, buddy. Again." Max whines softly, as if saying, "You don't need to deserve it. I am here. That's enough."
Interior. A dim, one-bedroom apartment. The room smells faintly of coffee and damp air from the earlier rain. Unpaid bills scatter across a small wooden table. A clock ticks softly in the background. Ethan sits slumped in a chair, staring blankly at the glowing screen of his laptop. Max lies on the floor nearby, head resting on his paws, watching every movement. The soft glow from a desk lamp dances across his golden fur. Narrator. Sometimes life doesn't collapse all at once. It crumbles slowly, one unpaid bill, one forgotten dream, one broken promise at a time. Ethan, murmuring, "I just need one chance, one good break." He glances toward Max, who lifts his head, tail thumping once, twice, like he understands. Ethan forces a small smile. "Guess you're the only one who still believes in me, huh?" Narrator. Have you ever felt invisible? When friends stop calling? When help never comes? Who stays? Who sits beside you in silence, asking for nothing in return? Max rises and pads over, placing his head gently on Ethan's lap. Ethan strokes his fur, his eyes softening. Outside, thunder rumbles in the distance. The city lights flicker through the window blinds like distant stars. Narrator. Max doesn't understand failure or debt or disappointment. He understands hearts, the ones that need him most. Ethan exhales, resting his forehead on Max's head. Ethan, softly. "You're all I've got, boy." Max blinks slowly, loyal eyes fixed on him. The clock ticks louder. A storm is coming.
Exterior, night. The rain returns, heavier this time. Lightning flashes. The street outside Ethan's apartment glistens like black glass. Inside, Ethan drifts, half asleep on the couch. Max lies by the window, staring out into the rain. His ears twitch. Something's wrong. A shadow moves across the street. A figure stands near the lamppost. Victor, the same man from the river. His collar turned up, eyes cold. Max's low growl vibrates through the quiet room. True danger rarely announces itself. It creeps, silent and patient. Do we sense it, or have we forgotten how? Max pads to Ethan's side, nudging his hand. Ethan stirs. Ethan, groggy. What is it, buddy? It's just thunder. But Max doesn't back away. His growl deepens. He moves toward the door, tail stiff, gaze fixed. Lightning flashes. Victor steps onto the porch, his hand reaching for the doorknob. Some men carry darkness with them, and some hearts, like Max's, are built to face it head-on. Victor tries the handle, locked. He knocks, once, twice. Victor, from outside. Ethan, open up! We need to talk! Ethan frowns, confused. Ethan. Victor, what the hell are you doing here at this hour? Before Ethan can move, Max bolts to the door, barking furiously, teeth bared. He doesn't think. He doesn't weigh the odds. Loyalty doesn't negotiate with fear. Victor steps back, startled. Rain lashes his face. Ethan peers through the curtain. Victor's eyes gleam with something dangerous, a mix of anger and greed. Ethan whispers, "Stay back, Max." But Max's stance only hardens. Between his owner and the door, that's his world. That's the line no one crosses. The thunder roars as the screen fades to black.
Exterior, early morning. The storm has passed. The sky is gray but calm. Ethan opens the door slowly. The porch is soaked. Victor long gone. Muddy footprints trailing off into the street. Ethan kneels beside Max, running a hand through his fur. Ethan, you knew. You always know. Max pants softly, tail wagging once, as if to say, of course. When betrayal stands at your door, not everyone will fight for you. Some will leave, some will watch, but a few, the rare few, will guard you with their lives. Ethan walks toward the park, Max at his side. The sun peeks through the clouds, golden light washing over them both. Children play in the distance. Laughter fills the air. Ethan watches quietly, thoughtful. Ethan, murmuring, I used to think loyalty was about words, promises. But you taught me it's about action. Maybe that's why dogs never lie. Their hearts don't know how. If a dog can love without condition, protect without hesitation, what excuse do we as humans have? Ethan kneels, hugging Max tightly. Ethan, you saved me again, buddy. I don't know how to thank you. You don't thank loyalty. You honor it. You keep it alive by becoming worthy of it. The camera pans up. The morning sun breaks through the clouds, the light washing over Ethan and Max walking down the quiet street, side by side, as the narrator's final words echo. Some friendships are written in words. Others are carved in loyalty, in silence, in sacrifice. Max didn't just save Ethan's life. He reminded him what it means to truly love and to never give up.
Night. The city sleeps again. Ethan walks back from the corner store, holding a bag of groceries. Streetlights hum faintly. The air is heavy with fog. Max trots beside him, calm but alert. A car engine roars nearby. A black sedan screeches to a halt. Victor steps out, his face twisted with anger and desperation. Victor yelling, "You think you can ignore me, Ethan, after what you did?" Ethan freezes. "Victor, I don't want trouble." Victor grabs him by the collar. The groceries fall, oranges rolling across the street. Max barks fiercely, teeth bared. When loyalty meets danger, it doesn't run. It stands between you and the storm, even if it means facing death itself. Victor pushes Ethan against the wall. Max lunges, biting Victor's arm, forcing him to let go. Victor screams, striking Max with his elbow. Max yelps, but doesn't stop. He goes again, harder. Ethan, panicking, shouts, "Max, no, stop!" But Max's eyes are locked with one thought: protect Ethan. Victor stumbles back, bleeding slightly. He kicks Max hard and runs toward his car. Tires screech, engine roars, and the sedan vanishes into the fog. Ethan drops to his knees, hugging Max tightly. Ethan, voice breaking, "You saved me again, you crazy hero!" Some protect for money. Some protect for pride. Max protects because love demands no reason, only action.
Interior. Ethan's apartment. The lights are low. Ethan sits on the floor beside Max, gently cleaning the small wound on Max's leg. Ethan, softly. "You shouldn't have done that, buddy. You could have been killed." Max looks up, eyes calm, tail softly wagging. He doesn't understand fear. He only understands purpose. Loyalty doesn't calculate danger. It only asks, "Is my person safe?" Ethan wipes his eyes. He whispers, "I don't know what I did to deserve you, Max. People I trusted disappeared the moment I fell. But you never left." He strokes Max's head, voice trembling. "If you were human, you'd have walked away long ago." Maybe that's the point. If loyalty like Max's existed in people, this world would heal faster than it breaks. Ethan leans against the wall, eyes closing. Max curls beside him, resting his head on Ethan's chest. Outside, sirens wail faintly. Life goes on. Inside, there's peace.
A week later, Ethan gets a call. His project at work has been stolen. His job is gone. His savings are empty. He sits in silence, shattered. Max watches him from across the room. He whines softly, approaching. Ethan, angry, hopeless. "Max, what's the point anymore? I can't keep fighting this. Maybe I'm just not meant to win." He slumps forward, face buried in his hands. Max presses against him, paw on his knee. When the world crushes you, sometimes hope comes wrapped in fur and silence. Ethan lifts his head. Max licks his face gently. Ethan laughs bitterly, tears streaming. "Ethan," softly, "you're right, huh? Giving up isn't what we do." Max barks once, sharp, like an answer. He reminds Ethan of something powerful. That strength isn't about never falling. It's about standing back up every single time. Ethan stands, inhaling deeply. He looks out the window. Sunrise, faint in the distance. He says, "We'll start over, Max. Just you and me." Montage sequence. A hopeful rebuild. Ethan starts freelancing from home. Max sits beside him during long nights, keeping him company. Every morning they jog together. Every evening they watch the sunset from the same old park bench. Some bonds don't need fixing. They just need time and trust. One day, Ethan receives a call. A new company offers him a job. His designs had been noticed online. He looks down at Max. Ethan, smiling. "You did it, buddy. You brought me luck." Max tilts his head, tail wagging. Sometimes angels don't have wings. They have fur, and they walk beside us quietly, reminding us that we are never truly alone. Exterior. Early morning. Same street as the sun rises slowly again, painting the world in golden light. Ethan, now more confident, walks with Max at his side.
They reach the mailbox. Ethan opens it, not bills this time, but a job offer letter. He smiles. Ethan, smiling. We made it, Max. Together. Max barks happily, jumping once, tail wagging hard. Life tested their bond again and again, but loyalty, true loyalty, never breaks. It bends, it bleeds, it endures. And sometimes it's not humans who teach us love. It's those who love us when no one else will. Ethan kneels, hugging Max tightly. Ethan, you're not just my dog, Max. You're my reason. Some friendships are spoken, some are felt, but the rarest ones, like Max and Ethan's, remind us that love doesn't need words. It only needs a heart that never leaves.
Evening. Ethan sits on the porch sipping coffee. The neighborhood glows in warm sunset tones. Max lies nearby, head on his paws, peaceful. For the first time in months, silence didn't feel empty. It felt earned. Ethan, calling softly, "Hey, buddy, remember when every day felt like a fight? Now look at us." Max's ears twitch. He looks up suddenly, alert. Somewhere down the street, an unfamiliar car parks, engines still running. But peace is fragile, and sometimes the past doesn't knock before it comes back. Ethan stands, frowning. The car door opens. A silhouette steps out.
Streetlights flicker as Victor walks toward the house, bandaged arm hidden under his jacket. His eyes burn with quiet rage. Victor, coldly, "You cost me everything, Ethan. You think I'd just forget?" Ethan clenches his fists. "I never meant to. You brought that on yourself." Max stands between them, growling low. Loyalty doesn't ask who's right or wrong. It just stands in front of danger and says, "You'll go through me first." Victor smirks, pulling out a knife. "You won't always have your mutt to protect you." Ethan steps back, fear flickering. "Victor, don't do this." Max lunges forward, barking ferociously. Victor backs away but trips over a stone, dropping the knife. Ethan grabs it and tosses it aside. The tension breaks when police sirens wail nearby. A neighbor had called. Victor runs off into the night. Ethan kneels beside Max, shaking. "You saved me again, but he'll be back. I can feel it." When evil retreats, it's not always gone. Sometimes it just waits for a darker hour. Night falls hard. Rain slams against the windows. Ethan sits by the fireplace, lost in thought. Max lies beside him but keeps glancing at the window, restless. Thunder rolls. A shadow passes by the glass. Max growls. Ethan whispering, "No, not tonight." The power cuts out. Darkness. Lightning flashes. Victor appears at the back door with a crowbar. Ethan rushes to block the door, but Victor shoves it open. Max leaps, knocking him off balance. The fight spills into the rain. Ethan struggles to pull Victor away. The crowbar swings, narrowly missing Ethan. Max bites Victor's arm again, refusing to let go. Victor kicks him hard. Max yelps and falls back, limping. Ethan tackles Victor, grabbing the crowbar, throwing it aside. Finally, flashing red-blue lights fill the yard. Police arrive. Victor is dragged away, screaming. Ethan drops to the ground, soaked, trembling. He crawls to Max. Ethan, panicked. "Max! Hey! Stay with me, buddy!" Max whines weakly, eyes half open. Heroes don't always wear armor. Sometimes they bleed, quietly, in the rain.
Hospital room. Ethan sits beside Max's bed, the vet working carefully. Machines beep faintly. Ethan's hands tremble as he strokes Max's fur. "You're gonna be okay. Please be okay." In that moment, all debts, all fears, all pride vanish. There's only love and the fear of losing it. Hours pass. Ethan falls asleep in the chair, head against Max's side. Dawn breaks through the blinds. The vet walks in, smiling gently. He's strong. He'll make it. Ethan exhales, tears falling. He whispers, "You're a fighter, Max. My fighter." Sometimes the bravest hearts beat beneath fur and scars. And sometimes they remind us how to keep breathing when everything else stops.
Weeks later, Ethan and Max walk slowly through the park. Max has a small scar on his leg, but his step is steady again. Ethan, smiling softly, "I owe you my life 100 times over, old friend." They sit on their usual bench. Wind rustles the trees. The world feels calm again. Ethan continues, "You showed me what loyalty means. I used to think it was about trust, but it's more than that, isn't it? Loyalty isn't about never leaving. It's about coming back, again and again, no matter what life throws your way." Max rests his head on Ethan's lap. Ethan looks at the horizon, whispering, "No more running, no more fear. Whatever comes next, we face it together." Camera pans out. Golden light on the two figures, side by side.
5 years later, early morning sunlight spills through the same suburban street, but things have changed. The trees are taller, the house is freshly painted. Ethan, now in his early 40s, opens the door to his pickup truck. Max, a little slower now, steps out of the house, tail wagging. His muzzle has turned slightly gray, but his eyes still sparkle with the same courage. Time changes everything. The streets, the faces, the pace of life. But loyalty, it never fades. It only grows deeper with years. Ethan kneels beside Max, adjusting his collar. "You've been with me through every storm, every sleepless night. I don't say it enough, but you're the reason I kept going." Max barks softly, pressing his head into Ethan's chest. Some heroes don't need medals. They just need someone to believe in them. And Max had Ethan. Later that day, Ethan drives to the outskirts of town, to a small wooden cabin surrounded by pine trees. He's finally taken a break from work, to write, to heal. Max runs around the open field, chasing butterflies, tail wagging freely. Ethan, laughing, "Still the same puppy inside, huh?" Joy isn't always in grand gestures. Sometimes it's in muddy paws and wet noses, reminders that life is still good, still worth living. Ethan sets up his typewriter on the porch. The pages flutter in the wind, his new book title, "What Loyalty Taught Me." He looks at Max. "You're my co-author, partner. Every word, yours as much as mine." Max barks proudly. Night falls quickly in the hills. The wind howls through the trees. Thunder rumbles. Ethan looks up from his writing. Max is restless again, pacing, ears twitching. "What is it, boy? Something outside?" He steps out with a flashlight. The storm intensifies. Trees sway, lightning strikes near the ridge, and suddenly a loud crash echoes. A tree has fallen on the small bridge leading to the cabin, trapping Ethan on one side. The power cuts out. Ethan tries to radio for help, but there's no signal. When fear returns, it often feels familiar, but this time the test wasn't for survival, it was for trust. Max growls toward the darkness, barking fiercely. Ethan sees movement near the fallen tree. A small truck overturned, headlights flickering. Someone's inside. Ethan to Max, "Stay here!" but Max bolts into the storm anyway.
Ethan runs after Max through the pouring rain. He finds the overturned truck, a man trapped inside, unconscious, water rising fast. Ethan strains to open the door, but it's jammed. Max wades into the water, teeth gripping the man's sleeve, pulling with all his might. Ethan pushes from the other side. The door breaks open. Together, they drag the man to safety. Ethan collapses beside Max, panting. "Good boy, you did it." Once again, when danger came, Max didn't think, didn't question. He just acted, because love doesn't hesitate. Ethan looks at the man. It's the park ranger. He's alive. Help will come, but Max lies down, exhausted. Ethan cradles his head. "Hey, stay with me. You're okay, boy. You're okay." The storm quiets. The world falls silent, except for Ethan's trembling voice. Loyalty doesn't ask for reward. It only asks for one thing: to stay until the very end.
Morning light breaks through the clouds. The storm has passed. Ethan wakes up beside Max, who's resting peacefully, breathing slow but steady. The park ranger, now recovered, kneels beside them. "You're lucky, both of you. That dog, he's something special." Ethan smiles through tears. "Yeah, he always has been." He looks out over the mountains, golden light shining on the wet earth. "You've saved me, saved others. I can never repay that, Max. But I promise, your story will live forever." Loyalty doesn't end with years or storms. It becomes legend, whispered in hearts, remembered in stories, carried forward by love that refuses to fade. Ethan and Max sitting side by side on the porch, watching the sunrise. The screen fades to black with the words, "Based on a bond that never breaks."
A gentle breeze stirs fallen leaves. The camera glides through the same old neighborhood, quieter now. Ethan, older, hair touched with gray, sits on the porch with a cup of tea. Beside him lies Max, slower, older, his muzzle white as snow. His eyes are calm, still full of love. Time takes many things, strength, youth, speed, but it cannot touch loyalty. True love doesn't fade. It simply learns to walk slower. Ethan pets Max gently. "You've seen every chapter of my life, buddy. From when I had nothing to now. And you never ask for anything in return." Max lifts his head, rests it on Ethan's knee. Ethan, smiling sadly. "Sometimes I think, if you were human, you'd have left long ago. But you stayed." If loyalty were a person, its name would be Max.
Evening. The park is quiet, painted in golden light. Ethan and Max walk slowly along the same trail they took for years. Children play in the distance, couples laugh. The world feels full of life, but Ethan and Max move at their own pace, like time itself has slowed for them. Ethan, softly, "This park, remember when you dragged me here that first time? You made me meet people again. You made me live again." Max stops, looking toward the lake. The wind ripples across the water. Ethan kneels beside him. "You're tired, huh? It's okay. We've had a good run." Every love story has a last page, but some pages stay open forever, written not in ink, but in memory. Ethan lifts Max gently into the truck, tears quietly rolling down his face.
Night falls. Ethan sits by the fireplace again. The same cabin, older now. A soft rain taps on the window. Max lies nearby on his blanket. Ethan reads aloud from his own book, What Loyalty Taught Me. Ethan, reading softly, loyalty isn't about staying when it's easy. It's about staying when the world falls apart and never asking why. He closes the book and looks at Max, whose breathing has grown slow and gentle. Ethan whispers, "You can rest now, buddy. I'll be okay. You've done more for me than anyone ever could." Max opens his eyes one last time, tail wagging faintly. Ethan holds him close. And sometimes the truest act of love is letting go. Camera pulls back, the fire crackling softly, rain falling, Ethan holding his best friend.
Sunlight pours into the cabin. The world outside is peaceful. Dew on grass, birds singing again. Ethan stands by the porch, holding Max's old collar in his hand. His eyes are red but calm. Goodbyes are never easy, but love, real love, never ends with them. It just changes form. Ethan looks out across the mountains. I'll keep your promise, Max. I'll keep living. I'll keep loving. You taught me that. He hangs the collar on the porch wall, beside a framed picture of them both. The wind blows softly, rustling the trees, and for a brief moment, Ethan hears it. The faint sound of paws running through the grass, joyful and free. He smiles through tears.
Years later, a young man knocks on the cabin door. It's Ethan's nephew, holding a small golden puppy in his arms. Nephew: "Uncle Ethan, you said you'd tell me about Max. I found this little guy at the shelter. Thought maybe..." Ethan kneels, eyes glistening. The puppy licks his hand. Ethan: "His name's already chosen." Nephew: "What name?" Ethan: "Max." And so loyalty lives on, not in statues or stories, but in the hearts it touches. Because true love never leaves. It just finds another way to stay. Camera pulls back, the cabin bathed in golden light, the new puppy running into the yard. Ethan stands on the porch, watching the horizon, whispering one last time, "Good boy, Max. We did it."
If this story touched your soul, remember to subscribe to our channel for more cinematic tales of hope, healing, and humanity.